Robots, advanced technology, public speaking, AI, beep boop, beep, beep boop. Now in my opinion, robots peaked in 2007 when this thing came out. Like its little hands, its grabby little hands. But nowadays it feels like every couple of months a new robot comes out. Boston Dynamics keeps making them. They make ones that you can push over, they make ones that you can't push over, they make ones that do obstacle courses. Hey, alright, that's pretty cool. I think if Japan's looking for a new game show, Robot Wipeout, 100%, I would 100% watch that. Stakes are way higher, because if they fall in the water, they short circuit and they die. Then recently robots got really creepy when the Neo came out.
My name is Bernd, and today we're launching Neo, our humanoid for the home.
I'm sorry, I just can't, there has to be more work on the design for the look of these things, you know what I mean? It's just not right, They should do a dark corridor test, have it stand at the end of a dark corridor, and if it's still creepy, then change it up, you know what I mean? Make it look nicer, because also I've heard this thing is just wildly non-functional. 90% of the stuff that it can do, it needs you to control it to do it, which kind of defeats the purpose, to be honest. Hey Neo, can you put the lens cap back on my camera? Yes, I can. Whoa, Neo, Neo, be careful of the lens, okay? It's delicate. Neo, easy. No, Neo. Ah! There's a lot to say about the Neo, okay? It has cameras in the eyes, which I know it kind of has to, but that's a little bit creepy to me. It can also run up to 22 kilometers per hour, or 13, 14 miles per hour, which I feel like is hard to get a grasp of how quick that is. So just for reference, it's double the average running speed of a human. Why does it need to go that fast? I feel like Jerry Seinfeld. Why does it need to go that fast? Who is it chasing? I hope it's not me. By the way, they just released this video saying that Neo is starting to learn on its own. Incredible. I'm investing $5 billion. Neo, go grab my money. I left it in that big building over there behind the metal door. There's a lot of problems with this robot, but we're not going to talk about them today. We're going to talk about the new robot that's come out by Hyundai. I just want to die. This one.
Now it's time to officially take Atlas out of the lab. So for the first time ever in public, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Atlas to the stage.
So as you can see, Atlas really does...
No. God. That would not pass the dark alley test. I think they said that this is actually the most efficient way that a robot can stand up, because it won't hit any of its other parts or anything. But god damn it, guys, make it look less creepy. Jesus.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Atlas doesn't have to move like a person does.
But it kind of does, I think for the purposes of not scaring the shit out of me at 4 a.m., I think it does need to move like a person. You know what I mean? I think if I'm, somehow mega rich and I buy, if this YouTube channel pops off and I become, one of those mega rich influencers that loses all relatability to my audience, I live in this big mansion and I buy this robot to help me with the little chores that I have left. And I get up to pee at 4 a.m. and all the lights are off, and I just see this one ring light rise from the floor, just
How may I be of assistance?
I think I'd jump out of my skin.
And as you can see, its walk is pretty natural and pretty smooth. We've partnered with our sister organization, the Robotics and AI Institute, to push the limits on natural walking just for this performance. And I think we've done something really special. We've also been at this robotics thing.
I'm not trying to say that this isn't very impressive, okay? From a robotics standpoint, which I have no understanding of, I'm sure that it is very impressive to be able to move like that. Like, it's very difficult. There's so many different parts that are moving in conjunction with like the computers, and it's, you know, hey, that's cool, but just like, it is arguably very uncomfortable to look at. Imagine being chased by this thing, and you know, you pull one of these, you pull like a whoa, and you like fake it out, and you're like, ha ha, and it just like turns like.
We recently took this robot down to the Hyundai Motor Group Metaplant America to have Atlas test in a real manufacturing facility where we performed autonomous material handling tasks. We proved that humanoids could be viable in a real-world application.
Hey, it walks pretty naturally, it moves pretty naturally, I'll give them that, but if you want it to move really realistically, give it knee pain. If you want to take it to the next step of realism, give it joint problems. Make it move like...
Why don't we actually show you what it's going to look like?
Okay, alright. That was pretty smooth. I don't think I can move that smooth.
The robot has 56 degrees of freedom, mostly with fully rotational joints, and it has human-scale hands with tactile sensing in the fingers and palms for dexterous manipulation. Atlas's 360-degree cameras see in all directions, so it understands when people are approaching, which is part of our holistic safety concept.
See that, and that's, you know, that's the other thing, I think, with these robots, that everything they do to make them safer also kind of makes them creepier, in my opinion. Like that graph, if we could get a graph up here, we've got the safety and then we've got the creepiness, right? It's a correlated line. They seem to go up, you know, we give it more cameras so it can see every direction. Okay, maybe I don't want it to see everything, you know what I mean? Its joints can move in every direction. All right, great, that's functionally very good, but it looks terrifying. How fast and how strong is this thing?
Atlas is also strong. It can lift up to 110 pounds and reach up to 7.5 feet in the air.
I think I could bench more than him.
Atlas is also water resistant. In real industrial environments, robots need to undergo washdowns, and it can operate at its full capabilities, including strength between -4 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
So what you're saying is it's very difficult to kill this thing. When it comes to that, and it will, we're going to have a hard time killing these Terminators.
Finally, Atlas robots share intelligence. Through our Orbit platform, once one Atlas learns a skill, it can be shared with any other Atlas.
These industry-leading specs, along with our industry-leading foundation models, allow Atlas to take on challenging tasks. Tasks that Atlas will do autonomously on its own from day one, assisting people and prioritizing a collaborative, human-centric approach. And as we continue to build out our general-purpose technology, our customers will be able to use our Orbit software to teach Atlas new and specialized skills.
I've seen this movie before. It had Will Smith. It had a bunch of these robots, and they all went crazy, man. And, you know, I can see where this is going. This is like everyone's going to be like, oh, it's so exciting. And then Will Smith's going to have to come out and bail us all out. That is, you know, if he's done with his rapping career, which arguably it may be finished before it started.
Sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
So we've already started production of this new robot at our Boston headquarters, and our entire 2026 supply has already been allocated to Hyundai Motor Group and our new AI partner you'll hear about in a few minutes. We'll add more new customers in 2027. But for now, we're planning additional pilots at Hyundai Motor Group and building a facility that we call the Hyundai Robotics Metaplant Application Center.
That just rolls off the tongue. Just call it Skynet HQ. That's what it is, right? It's Skynet, you know. This is their home base. Ugh.
Together, we are building a new robotics factory capable of producing 30,000 Atlas robots a year.
Okay, so that's Hyundai's new robot. It's pretty cool. But that is not my favorite robot that has come out recently. My favorite one is this one by Engine AI, the T800. Already just a great name. I'm pretty sure that was a model of Terminator. Its sole purpose seems to be kicking the absolute living shit out of people. By the way, that guy isn't just some like intern they got to test out this robot. That's the CEO, which is kind of awesome. Look how close it gets to just taking his head off. That's either genius marketing, like, you know, they knew the exact math that it was going to miss, and it was like, look how much control we have over this robot. We can make it miss by just this much. Or it was a wildly risky malfunction. That guy was like, whoa! Oh, see? Isn't that incredible? Look at this new robot. Holy shit, that thing almost fucking took my head off. But in my opinion, this is what robots should be used for. We should put them in the arena, have them fight each other, and then we should bet on it. But this is really what I want robots to be used for. This is where I see the future of this technology going, is real Steel 2. The kid could come back, except he's older now, and then, you know, he's like doing well, but he's losing, and then the mentor, you know, he comes back and it's revealed it's Hugh Jackman. Oh, it's just, come on. Anyway, let me know what you think, if this is cool, if this is not cool, if like where this is going. Do you have a robot? Let me know. Thanks for watching.